Welcome back everyone. This morning we woke up at Camp Tamok, about 90 minutes drive south of Tromsø on the mainland of Norway. It was -6 degrees today. It was very, very cold. And after breakfast this morning we went and explored this little ice sculpture park at the campsite we were staying at. It was super, super cool. The sculptures were very detailed. And everything was so frozen solid that it lasts the whole winter over. This was a little bedroom sculpture. And this one is a throne. And then inside we found this little, almost like a pub scene with a fire and some lounge chairs. We even found a Viking hat, which Tom obviously had to pose with, even though we know that they are not historically accurate after our trip to the Viking Museum. This is after the sun started to come up, although it never fully rises, and we got to see beautiful views around the camp. We didn't even realise last night that there was this lovely little river, and it was so scenic. And this was as we were getting ready to go back out and see the reindeers. So we jumped on a sled on the back of a snowmobile to travel about 1 kilometre out to where the reindeers live, which was very fun for us Australians. And then we're back with the reindeers. It was really cool to see them during the daylight hours. Our guide today was called Rowell, so I'm going to remember his name forever. But I think he was the dad of the girl who took us last night. So it was really interesting to hear his perspective and lots more about their culture as the Sami people from his point of view. This is the reindeer sled heading out, and then we've got some really picturesque views from the sled as well. One thing I will say is that sitting on the sleds is not the most comfortable thing in the whole world, but it was well worth it. It was such a special vibe. And I don't think we're ever going to do anything like that ever again. The snow was so powdery and soft. It was, even just playing with the snow was really fun. And then after the sled ride, of course, we fed the reindeers. We were feeding them like a lichen moss type plant, which they were very, very excited about. And then we headed back to the camp for lunch, which was a lamb stew, which was delicious. And then as we started to lose daylight, we went and visited the sled dogs on the other side of the camp. So this was another activity some people did, but we weren't allowed to do because of the whole being pregnant situation. But they were such beautiful dogs. They were very, very loud and yappy, but really, really beautiful. Video. Go. And then Tom loved to play with icicles, so he would snap them off the sides of the cabin and throw them in the snow. It was very fun. After that we headed back to Tromsø on the bus, about 90 minutes, and we found a warm pub for some dinner. We had reindeer burgers in classic fashion. The reindeer meat is actually delicious, and while we were there it was snowing outside. So after that we walked back home in the snow, and it started to come down even more heavily once we got home. And we just had a quiet night in reading, and I decided to start to learn how to knit again. I was really inspired by all the yarn shops here, so that's been fun as well. See you tomorrow.